Hello, welcome to the stream. Today we're playing some Ker Nethalas. We would be playing Traveller, but our spaceship exploded, so we're not playing Traveller. I do have some thoughts on what we might do on Fridays, but I have nothing ready yet, so let's just continue the Ker Nethalas game for now. But what I can reveal is Friday next week, I think I'm going to talk about, let's see if I can find the PDF. I'm going to talk about this campaign setting, the Halls of Ardenvul, which I've been running for my home game for the past almost 3 years. We started in May 2023 and been playing weekly. And just this Sunday, the players kind of completed the big climax of the campaign. They fought an ancient evil atop this underground demon pyramid depicted here on the title page, and that was kind of the climax of the campaign. So we're having one final session this Sunday to kind of run through like a few little remaining player goals. I say little, one of them is killing a dragon. A few remaining player goals, talk about character epilogues, and also talk about what is coming next. And so I'm thinking for Friday next week, I will talk about Ardenvul, my thoughts on running it for 3 years. It's a very fun setting. I think it's ruined Mega Dungeons for me, really. Nothing else will be this good. And I'll also talk about the campaign setting I'm planning to run next, and maybe even do some campaign prep, depending on how time goes. So, look forward to that. I think relatively few GMs have run really long Ardenvul campaigns. So I am I guess in a select club, and so I'll be sharing my thoughts on it. But for this week, for today, we are playing more Ker Nethalas. So we're now 5 sessions into this is our 5th session of Ker Nethalas. We are in the second kind of domain, area of the overall dungeon. So Ker Nethalas, I should introduce this. Ker Nethalas is a huge underground necropolis. It is the ruined remnants of an old kingdom that was powerful with necromantic magic. And our character is a criminal who was executed for their crimes. They were specifically... did I note down what their crime was? I maybe didn't note down what their crime was. But they were executed for whatever crime it was they committed. I'm sure it would be back in session 1 if I were to watch the VOD. But they didn't die. They survived their execution. It was botched somehow, and they were chucked down, seemingly dead, into this vast underground necropolis to just rot and be eaten by rats. But because they weren't dead, they woke up atop a pile of rotting corpses and realized where they were, with some horror, as Ker Nethalas isn't just a place where bodies are dumped. It is, as I said, the remnants of a vast and powerful necromantic kingdom. So there are things down here beyond mortal ken, and our character wishes to escape. I don't think there actually is a way to escape. That's just kind of the framing device. So what's actually going to happen is we're just exploring the dungeon, basically to see how long we can last. Hang on a moment, let's just open a window. It's very warm in here. Okay, so Ker Nethalas, while being this huge interconnected underground space, what am I trying to say here? It's ostensibly one big interconnected space, but it is divided into areas called domains, and each domain is basically a dungeon. It just has a connection to the next dungeon or dungeons. Each domain is ruled by an overseer, which is a powerful boss monster, and we are in the second domain. So the first domain is given in the book with this map. We just kind of played through it. And now we're in our second domain that we are rolling up ourselves. We are a fair few rooms into it, as you can see. Let's try to get this whole thing visible without anything in the way. That's pretty much, that's close enough. So yes, we're now a fair few rooms into this dungeon. We've not found the boss monster yet. So the way the exploration mechanics work is we've got this little flowchart. So when we kick down the door, or whatever we do, we will roll to see if it is a room or a corridor. And if it is a room, there's a chance that we have found the lair of the boss. And once we find the lair of the boss, we will then start to have a chance to find the exits. And we don't need to defeat the boss to get out of the dungeon, but defeating the boss does have benefits. They have good loot and give good XP. So to actually determine whether we found the boss or the exits, we have this lair/domain exit die, which starts as a D12, which is a die I never use. I don't really play things that use D12s. And we roll this until we get a 1 or a 2, and then it downgrades to a D10. We roll till we get a 1 or a 2 on that, and then it downgrades to a D8, and so on. So we are really we're pretty far into the dungeon, and we're still only on the D8, so we have quite a bit left to go. And then, of course, it'll reset to the D12 and go through all again. We also have this tension die, which starts at a D8. This one's gonna, hit the bottom much more frequently. And every time this one runs out, every time I roll the 1 or 2 on the D4 here, we get one of these growing darkness effects. So we currently have 4. So we have our max ether. Ether is kind of magic points. That is reduced by 2, so we only have 8 ether, I believe. Yes, we only have 8 ether. This should actually be fully recovered now. It recovers every time we go into a new room. But it does mean that I have no sit down. Let's make this a bit less of a smiley face. There we go. We have 8, and that is decreased from 10. Constructs. I don't think we've actually faced any construct yet, but when we do face a construct, they will have a +10 to their combat skill, so they'll be a bit more formidable. We get +10 XP per foe, which I believe came from came along with enemies getting penetrating 1, which means they bypass 1 point of armor, which stacks to the existing penetrating effects we had. So because they got a little bit tougher, we got some bonus XP, which is quite nice. And enemies deal +1 to all damage, which again kind of sucks. What else is worth mentioning? So we have contracted the rot, which is a horrible necromantic disease that will turn us into a mindless monster, a horrible abomination wandering the halls, eating other adventurers. We're currently at stage 1 of the rot, which makes us immune to necrotic damage. It makes us vulnerable to holy damage. That's probably a strict upgrade down here. There aren't that many enemies that are going to deal holy damage down here, but there are plenty of enemies that are going to deal necrotic damage. So being immune to that is good. And every time we rest in camp, which I've taken to mean as the actual rest action here, not just camping, but camping and resting, which we're never forced to do. But every time we do this, we will have to roll to see if the rot gets worse, and it will very soon start to have negative consequences. But yeah, because we're never actually forced to rest, I think we can just kind of put this off a really long time. So that's kind of where we are. We finished the last session in this large square room here. It has 1 door leading out, which is locked. We don't have any thieves tools, so we can't pick the lock. We can break down the door, but that'll be loud. And that's it. We're kind of running out of doors, really. A lot of doors are locked or are trapped. The locked ones may be trapped. We've not checked them for traps. So yeah. Let's get to it. So we're in this big square room. We've determined that the next door is locked. So we first need to check for traps. Or, well, not exactly check for traps. We need to see if it is traps, and then we can roll to see if our character notices that it is trapped. So this is a D10, and it is not trapped. So we can try to break this door down. Let's have a look. Doors and containers. Yes, this is an odd thing. Container. I'm not actually sure when we can like roll up a container. So a container is something like a chest. I had a look through the book and I couldn't find anything about them. So maybe I've missed something that will come up, but yeah. Okay, the door is locked. We can't pick the lock, so we can break it down. This is an athletics check, and it might take more than one attempt. Every subsequent attempt will get a bonus to our skill by 20, so it will get easier as we try again, but it makes a lot of noise, and we'll have to roll the tension die, which is currently a D8 to see if anything bad happens. So our athletics is a 30. So let's go over here and try it. So rolling for a 30, and then we're rolling a D8 for the tension die. That is a 46, we do not succeed, and we got a 2 on the tension die, so that drops down to a D6. Okay, let's try again. So we're now rolling against 50. That's a failure, but we didn't trigger the tension die. We're now rolling against 70. We did it, but the tension die goes down, so it's now on the D4. So the next 1 or 2 we roll on the tension die will trigger another growing darkness effect. But we did break down the door, so let's roll to see what is on the other side. It is a 31, which is a room. So let's find my list of rooms. Let's zoom in on this. 31 is a dead end. That's unfortunate. I'm also not going to bother drawing this kind of blob-shaped room. I'll just draw a square. Maybe like a diamond or something. Anyway, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. I guess we'll just have the end of the room be flat like that. Okay, so we come through into this room, so we need to check off one use of our torch. We then need to roll the tension die because we've come into a new room. So we rolled the tension die for making noise when we broke down the door, but we also have to roll here. So we're going to roll the tension die, which is a D4, and we have to roll the lair die, which is a D8. And we also have to roll a D100 to see if there's going to be an encounter. Is it a D100? I think it's a D20 actually for combat encounters. Yeah, a D20 to see if there's a combat encounter, and if there isn't one, we'll roll a D100 for an event. So let's just roll all those dice at once. I guess we can also roll for what sort of combat encounter we have at the same time. Okay, 3 on the tension dice and nothing happens there. A 7 on the lair dice and nothing happens there. We got an 8 on the D20, so there is no combat encounters. Let's get rid of that one. So we have event 15. It's like rolling all of the dice at once does really speed up, as this game has quite a lot of rolling. So that's room description. Events. 11 to 20. There is something of value here. Roll on the spoils table. Okay, spoils table is a d6. 5. A roll on the valuable items table. That's a d20. 17. A magic item. Ooh. Do I already have an unidentified magic item? I do. Yeah, unfortunately, you need to camp and spend attunement crystals, of which we only have one, to identify magic items. I can't camp because I don't have any food. And also, I'm now about to have a second magic item, but I only have one attunement crystal. So that's going to make identifying things a little bit awkward. I have to choose. Let's see, magic items. Just roll for what sort of item it is, and we identify it later. It's a 6. It's an amulet. I'm going to reroll that because I already have one amulet that I'm wearing, and I have an unidentified amulet. I can't have 3 magic amulets. Come on. 7. A ring. I think I already have 2 rings, or whatever. I'll take it. Maybe I could sell an unidentified magic item or something. Okay. But yeah, that's not great because it's a dead end, and we've not got any close to finding the exits. So I guess we could head out and go like up to this door here. And if that doesn't work out, we can like swing around in this direction. We've got doors here, here, and here. We've also got doors down to the bottom. I don't really want to expand in this direction because I've got my cheat in the way. I mean, I could move the whole thing, but okay, right. So moving back, we need to check off light on our torch and roll the tension die every time. 2. Okay, bad thing happens. But first, let's mark off the light so I don't forget. Okay, right. Tension die resets to a d8. But we then have to roll a d100 for growing darkness. 71. You are swarmed by the spirits of the angry dead. Make a resolve check. If you pass, you earn 20 XP. If you fail, you lose D4 sanity. Also, speaking of XP, I have opened a locked door or container regardless of the method, so that's 10 XP. Okay, a resolve check. My resolve is only 20. So I think one of the things I've learned in this campaign is that 2 skills that I put almost nothing in are really important in Ker Nethalas. Resolve is really important because a lot of enemies deal sanity damage, and resolve is how you resist that. And scavenge is also really important because scavenge is how you search rooms for stuff. Speaking of which, I forgot to scavenge the last room, so let's just do that now. But yeah, I got a 34. I only have a 10 in my scavenge skill, so I'm only going to scavenge like 1 in every 10 rooms pretty much. So I think if I was starting this again, I'd put far more points in scavenge. Anyway, let's roll that resolve check. That's a 37. I have failed the resolve check, so I lose D4 sanity. That is 3 sanity. Down to 4 sanity. That's not good. So I might need to camp to so I can pray and heal some additional sanity, but because going insane would be quite bad. But because I don't have any food, I wouldn't get all the benefits from camping. I believe it like rounds down by rounds down by half. So camping without food isn't good. Okay, so that was 1 room. Now for 2. This we're back on the D8 tension die. Oh, it's fine. I'll just keep a tally and update my lights also once. So move through a corridor, new room. This is room number 2. Okay, that's fine. Then room number 3. Okay. So tension now goes down. We've got 3 uses of light to cross off. We're about to have to start a new torch, which will be our last torch. Though we do have crafting supplies, so we can make more. Okay, right, let's go here. Let's break down the door. So, is it trapped? No. Okay, let's kick the door. Failed that, but the tension die doesn't go down, so now we're rolling against 50. Okay, you broke it down on the second hit, and the tension die did not go down. So, gotta roll to see what sort of room this is. 38. Another dead end. Oh, no. That's a pain. If we would block off like the last door of the dungeon, we re-roll. So we can never like get completely stuck, but it's not great because it means to explore beyond this point we need to backtrack through the dungeon, which means going through a load more doors and rolling more dice and using more torch. Okay, so we make it into this room, and mark off the last use of our torch. So we're going to start a new torch. And where's my inventory? Here's my inventory. So I'm down to no spare torches. Okay, right, tension die is a d6, layer die is a d8. And we need a d20 to see if we encounter anything. We'll roll as well for what sort of encounters we get, and then the d100 for an event if we don't encounter anything. Okay, so we've got a 2 on the d8, so this goes down to a d6. The tension die remains the same, and we got a 20, so that is a combat encounter, and we're going for encounter 13 on table 2. Actually, let's put this in a new copy. Was it 13? An Umbra Fiend. Okay, I wish this. I think I mentioned this before, but I wish this table was hyperlinked. That'd be quite nice. Okay, Umbra Fiend. Right. What do we got here? It is. Oh no. Resistant to all physical non-magical damage. I don't have any magic attacks, so this is going to be like the where is it? Over here we have an unfettered familiar, which similarly is let's see, resistant. Does that mean it's immune? The unfettered fiend is unfettered familiar rather is resistant. I interpret that to mean immune. Is that actually immune? It's not a combat specifically. Resist. Where is resistant? Resistant damage received is halved. Okay, interesting. So there's an unfettered familiar here I just retreated from because I thought I couldn't hurt it. But if it's only resistant, if resistant only means half the damage, I could actually have killed this and made it on this way. Anyway, up here we have the Umbra Fiend, which is also resistant. So I think I will fight this. It's got 6 health and it is frightening, so I'll be taking sanity damage from it as well. That's a pain. Anyway, let's read this thing. Umbra Fiend. This ominous creature lacks any discernible form, its essence composed entirely of inky, swirling shadows that seem to pulse with an otherworldly malevolence. Its presence dims the very light around it, casting an aura of unnerving darkness that instills a primal fear in all who behold it. The Umbra Fiend glides effortlessly through the air, silently stalking its victims, leaving no trace of its passage except a haunting chill that permeates the surroundings. In moments of aggression, it materializes jagged, obsidian claws from its shadowy form, capable of rending both flesh and soul with a touch. Okay, let's see, what can this thing do? So it can do a physical attack, d6 damage. It's not great, not terrible. It can do a magical attack that deals necrotic damage. I don't have... I'm immune to necrotic damage, that's fine, but it also means to make an endurance check or get disadvantage on your next attack roll. So yeah, it has 2 ways of imposing disadvantage, but only actually 1 way of hurting me. So this feels like it might be like a slog combat, but not an especially dangerous one. Though being frightening is tough. Like if I'm frightened 4 times, I will go insane. Though retreating, I have to roll dodge, which I'm not very good at. So let's fight it. Okay. So it has 6 health. And now we're rolling my perception, which is 50. It's awareness, which is also 50. Okay. Got a 56. I failed. It got a 33. It critically succeeded, which means it acts as if I was surprised. So it gets a plus 20 to hit on its first round. No. Oh, no. Okay, right. Okay, I think I have picked up all of the many dice I need. Yeah. You know, when I bought like 3 different colors of dice, I didn't think I'd be rolling like handfuls of all of them to resolve a single combat round in one go. Okay, right. So it is doing attack 3, which is the Darkness Pulse. So it doesn't actually need to roll to hit, so we can ignore that. I rolled a 77, so I crit failed my magic resistance, so I am affected. I would take D8 necrotic damage. I don't know why I rolled the D... Did I even roll a D8? Yeah, I did roll a D8, but I'm immune to necrotic damage, so that's fine. So I take D8 necrotic damage, but I am definitely immune to it, not just resistance. Yeah, I'm immune to necrotic damage, so I don't take any damage, but I do have to roll, and I'll roll this again. I clearly need like another pair of good dice. Okay, I rolled a 97, so I failed my magic resistance. So I failed my endurance rather. So I have disadvantage on attack rolls for 1 round. Right, now it's my turn. So first thing I need to do is roll to see if I am frightened. I am, so I lose 1 point of sanity. And now I'm going to attack it. I have disadvantage. That means when I roll the D100, I will have to flip the order of the numbers if that is worse for me. Okay, so my damage is a D6 plus a D4. Yes. Okay, I got a 32 to hit, so 32 is worse than 23, I guess, so that stands, but that's fine, that's still a solid hit. It got a 40 to defend, which is its combat skills, and it rolled higher than me. So it defends, which means it gets to take a defensive action. It's going to do defensive action number 2. Let's open that one in this tab, and there's the combat rules here. Okay, it reduces my armor by 1 in a random location. I'm not wearing any armor, so that's fine. Also, it has penetration 2 to bypass any armor that I would have been wearing anyway. Right. Okay, it's turn. It's doing attack 2, which is the physical one, the shadow claws. The Umbra Fiend materializes its jagged obsidian claws and slashes at a target, doing d6 slashing damage on a hit. It got a 37 to hit. I got a 100 to dodge, so I crit failed the dodge. Which I believe means it does do double damage. No, it doesn't say so. I think let's check. Yeah. Okay, so it hits me. It hits hit location 8, which is not my head, so that's just a regular hit rather than a critical hit. And it deals 2 damage, which is 1 on the table, but it is 2 because all the enemies deal +1 damage. So I take 2 damage. Okay, my turn. This actually is a pretty tough foe. Okay. My dice to hit, its dice to defend. I mean, I guess it's mostly tough because I'm rolling terribly. Okay, I got an 83 to hit, which I'm pretty sure is not going to do it. So, yeah, I'm rolling against 81, so I failed that. Again, it successfully rolled to dodge, so it gets to take a defensive action. It went for number 6. Which is your next attack deals plus d10 damage. Okay. Right, it got an 89 to hit, which is a definite miss. I got a 65 to dodge, which is a successful dodge, so I get to take a defensive action. I go for action number 5. Your opponent immediately suffers d4 damage and ignores armor, so it's going to take d4 damage. That's a 4, which is a 1. Okay, my turn. Am I frightened? Yes. Yep, it's not the monster that will get you, it's the sanity damage. 2 sanity. Yep, I attempt to hit. 69 to hit. Got a 62 to dodge. That is a failure on its dodge. Hit location 13. What is weak spot's the head, right? Yep. Okay, I'm doing 3 and 4 damage. That's 2 points of damage in total. Now it's its turn again. It's doing attack 5. The evasive shadows. Okay. The Umbra Fiend merges with the shadows, becoming incorporeal and difficult to target. At the start of its next turn, attacks against the Umbra Fiend have disadvantage. So it's not actually hard harming me in this round. That's okay. I will take it. Right, first, it's still scary. I'm down to 1 point of sanity. I believe that heals wounds. Do I have anything that can heal sanity? Do I have like any potions or anything? I've got a potion of courage. What does that do? Let's see. Okay, I could chug the potion. That's going to be my action, though. Yeah. Okay. Let's not attack this round. I'll chug my potion of courage and end the frightened condition. So I'm no longer taking sanity damage from this thing. I have 1 sanity left. Ah. Okay. Right. Its turn. It's doing attack 5, which was that the disadvantage one again? Yep, okay. So it hides in shadows again. I suppose it has like a 4 in 6 chance of not actually hurting me, just imposing disadvantage, which is not so bad now that I'm not frightened. Okay, I got a 34 to hit, which becomes a 43 because of the disadvantage. Well, actually, it becomes the worst results. So it got a 92 to dodge, which is a failure, but it could have been the case that like a 34 would have been the worst result. Like if it rolled like a 41 to dodge, a 43 would hit it, so I wouldn't flip the numbers. In that case, I'll stick with the low result of 34. But it didn't dodge, so it's fine. And the 1 doesn't do any damage because 1 on the damage dealt table is 0, but I get the 5, which is 2 damage. That's that. Okay, its turn. It's going for the Shadow Claw again. It rolls a 94 to hit, which is a solid miss. I rolled a 46 to dodge, which is a good dodge, so I do defensive action 7. Which is advantage on my next check. Next attack, rather. That's good. Okay, its turn. Seems the way to do like fast combat in Ker Nethalas is to just pile up all your dice so that you can easily grab what you need each round. Because most of the dice are like the same between rounds. Like I'm always rolling the D100 for me, the D100 for the enemy, a D10 to determine a defensive maneuver. So it's just like swapping out a few other things. Anyway, I rolled a 8 to hit, which is bad because it rolled a 49. Oh, hang on, 49. Is it 50 or is it? Its combat skill is 40. It failed to dodge. Whew, that's good. I rolled a really bad result there because you want to roll under but higher. So if its combat skill had been 50 there, it would have dodged almost perfectly. Anyway, I got an 8 and hit. I'm dealing 2 points of damage. It is dead. Okay, right, so that was 60 XP because I get 50 XP for completing a combat encounter and plus 10 XP per foe because they're all a little bit tougher. I need to defeat 19 opponents now with bladed weapons, and I dealt 6 slashing damage. So I'm working towards these goals. These goals will give me small bonuses when complete. So this one I believe gives me a +1 with my damage. Let's have a look. Where is it? It's like personal goals or something. Perks, yeah. Okay, hang on. Perks. Okay, usually obtained via personal goals. I think this is my favorite piece of art in the book. It's very cool. Anyway, bladed weapon master. So this is the top one. It started. So I need to defeat 50 enemies with the bladed weapon skill. I've only got 19 left to go. This will give me a +1 to damage while wielding a bladed weapon. So that's very nice. And then slashing damage is slashing damage expert. Deal 200 slashing damage. So I've only got 126 left to go. This will give me 1 slashing damage reduction, which I guess will be noted down here. Yeah, in this column. So I'll take 1 less point of damage from slashing sources. Anyway, I need to roll for spoils. So, yes, roll on the spoils table. Oh, hang on, I've not killed this yet. Because it is resistant to physical damage. I've only dealt 3 points of damage. Oh my god. Okay, it's actually still alive. I'll leave all the character sheet adjustments the same because I probably am going to defeat it, but I need to deal 3 more points of damage to it. Right? Hang on, it has 6 health. It's resistant to physical damage. It effectively has 12 health against me. So it's actually. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. It's got six more health left. I just acted, so I guess it's its turn now. That's sad. Okay. 92. That's a complete miss, whatever it is it's doing. Oh, it's magic attack. Darkness pulse. Okay. Disadvantage. It fails to dodge. I hit for a 6 and a 1. The 6 is 2. Oh, disadvantage. I still hit. So that's 2 points of damage. I guess this extra damage won't count towards my dealing the slashing damage goal because it's not like I'm dealing 12 damage. It's just that it's only taking half damage of, like, I'm only dealing half as much damage as I should. So I think I'm still dealing 6 damage, even if I have to like dish out 12 to get there. Attack 3. That's the darkness pulse. Okay. It really likes this darkness pulse. 59, that becomes a 95, so I miss. Oh, but it crit failed, which means I did hit it, regardless of what I rolled. So 2 points of damage. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna defeat it. Like, the threat of this monster is, I guess the necrotic damage is pretty bad, but I'm immune to that. And the sanity damage is also pretty bad, but I've drunk the potion. So I've overcome its threats. Got a 96 to hit. That's a miss, but I didn't get a good dodge, so I don't get a defensive maneuver. Just need to deal 2 more damage. 48. 6 is 2. Yep, okay. I did defeat it. Just took a few more rounds. Alright, now we can roll for spoils. We can also loot the room, or scavenge the room, I should say. So let's roll for scavenging. Nope. So we're just getting spoils from the thing. Loot and spoils. Spoils is a d6. 3. Mundane item. Okay. 37. A candle. Here we go. We have completed a fight, so we regain D4 toughness. 1 toughness, better than nothing. Down to 1 sanity. Oof. Okay, right. So, we need to back out of this room, and I guess we'll go over here. So, what are we on for the tension die? D6. So we're going to go through 1, 2, 3 rooms. So let's do the tension die. 1, 2, 3. Let's mark off 3 uses of my torch. 1, 2, 3. And now we have a door that is locked. We don't know if it's trapped, but let's try to kick down the door. Okay, that's a D10. It is traps. Okay. Let's get over to the trap rules. Okay. So we need to roll a d8 to determine how difficult it is to notice, and then we need to make a perception check to see if we do notice. It's an 8. It is super hard to notice, and we got a 73. So yeah, we do not notice. Now we need to roll to see if we can dodge it. It is also super hard to... No. That's the d8. It is super easy to dodge. It is trap number 7, so that's an athletics roll. Noxious gas is released, filling the chamber. All characters must pass an endurance check or immediately take 2d4 poison damage, or is athletics to avoid. I guess we backflip out of the room in time. No, that'd be acrobatics. We run out of the room in time for the to wait for the gas to dissipate. If we don't do that, we're caught in the room with the gas. Okay, right. So we've got a 33, which is... It would be a crit fail, but it is a difficulty 1 trap, which means we have a plus 30 to do it. So we actually crit succeed. So that's fine. To activate the trap, it's all good. Now we need to break the door down. Just going to trigger tension die rolls. So 1. We do it. Okay. We break the door down on our first try, and now let's roll to see what is beyond. What sort of chamber we have come across. A 21, so it is another room. That's nice. No. 21 is a corridor. 1 to 25 are the corridors. And after that we have the rooms. Okay, let's... I guess... let's mirror this, because if it branches out to the right, that's getting pretty close to this. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That goes up 2, and then we head out at an angle. Like this, I believe. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then we have a little thing coming down like let's see. Like this. Yeah, pretty much like this. And we don't know what's behind these doors, so let's just put some question marks. It's a corridor, so our torch doesn't go down, but we do need to roll to see if there is... we do need to roll the tension die and then an encounter check. So the tension die is currently a d6, and the encounter check is 15 plus on a d20. Okay. No encounter, but the tension die does go down to the d4, so we're getting closer. But yes, because it's a corridor, we don't roll the lair die, so we're still no closer to the boss lair. But okay, so we have 2 doors. Let's just check. Are they locked? Yes. No. It could still be traps. Let's take the unlocked door. And let's go for it. Firstly, is it trapped? No, it's not trapped. Perfect. Okay, let's just... Oops. Let's just kick the door down. And roll to see what sort of room is beyond. It's a 41, so it is an actual room, not just a corridor. It's this one here. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six. So this is going to make fitting the other door into the map a little bit difficult. And we do have a little like corner segment here things could fit in, but right, so that goes up 2 and then that comes up like that. Door here. Start by rolling to see if it is locked or not. It is... That's 16, I believe that's locked. Yeah. We'll probably just break this door down. Okay. So we mark off a torch, we roll the tension die, the encounter die, sorry, and the lair die. Okay, that's a 4, a 6, and d4. Yeah, okay. d4, d6, d20, and a d100. And also another d20 and d6. Right. So 2, the tension die does go down, so something bad's going to happen. We'll resolve that in a moment. Oops. Not that one. This one. We've got a 5 on the d6, so nothing happens there. We are still no close to finding the enemy. We've got a 5 on our d20, so no combat encounter, so we'll put that aside. And we got a 62 for an event. So let's resolve our darkness thing first. So we'll determine what that is. That is 53. That resets to a d8. Let's see, 53. No, it's not there, is it? It's here. 50-54. A suffocating mist surrounds you. Make an endurance check to avoid receiving 3d4 poison damage. Oof. Pretty sure I don't have 90 in endurance. Yeah. Okay, 3d4 poison damage. Where's my other? Here's my other d4. Okay, that's 3 points of poison damage. Right. So then we have event 62. Okay. Events. A furious spectre appears in front of you, cursing you in the ancient Valorian tongue. Make a resolve check. Clear out all these dice. 8. If you pass, earn 10 XP as you learn from the harrowing experience. If you fail, you lose 1 sanity and gain 1 exhaustion. I'm very happy you passed that because we only have 1 sanity, so we would have had a bout of madness if we had failed that roll. Okay, let's just keep moving. I'm gonna kick this door down. Got to find the boss man, so we don't have the luxury of going through only unlocked doors. So let's see. Firstly, is it trapped? No. Okay, right. D100 and a D8. We burst the door down, break the door down, burst through the door. Those are the two phrases. I was getting confused. And the tension die does not go down. We get 10 XP for making our way through a locked door. And let's see what sort of room, what sort of chamber is beyond. 37, another actual room. That's good. Ooh, more doors. Okay. Yeah, it's like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's start by determining if they're locked. It's a 13 or higher, right? Hang on. 12 or higher. Okay. So that's fine. Locked. Not locked. Okay, so we have 1 locked door and 2 possibly trapped doors. The locked one could also be trapped, but it might not be. Okay, so new room, so that means torch goes down. Tension check, lair check. Okay, D6, D8. nothing happens there. Got a combat encounter. 12. Yes, we have a combat encounter. Okay. What sort do we have? 20 on table 2. Okay. Right, combat time. A Wrath Elemental. That sounds bad. 7 health. Ugh. Trait, Swift. What does Swift mean? He ignores all reaction negative modifiers. I wasn't aware there were negative modifiers to reaction. Okay, anyway. Wrath... Oh, no, it's... Oh, I thought I saw frightening. It's not frightening. Okay. Wrath Elemental. In the depths of the planar maelstrom where the boundaries of the elemental and demonic realms converge, the Wrath Elemental emerges as a nightmarish and formidable creature, a terrifying fusion of elemental fury and infernal malevolence. Its form is an ever-shifting tempest of swirling winds, raging fire, surging water, and crackling lightning. Each element locks in eternal conflict within its monstrous frame. The Wrath Elemental's eyes are blazing orbs of crimson, reflecting the chaotic and sinister power that courses through its being. This fearsome creature wields both the destructive might of the elements and the corrupting influence of demonic power. When provoked, the Wrath Elemental unleashes a devastating onslaught of elemental wrath, summoning storms of fire, torrents of water, and bolts of lightning to annihilate its adversaries. Its demonic nature grants it an innate resilience against harm, allowing it to withstand attacks that would fell other beings. This sounds pretty bad. Okay, so 7 health. And it has 3 different attacks. So, Elemental Fury is a magic attack. So it's either going to be... okay, so it's just D8 damage, one of 3 different types. I guess we have the different types because we could possibly be resistant against different ones of these. Let's see, fire. Yep. Lightning. Not really sure that would be. And water. So I guess lightning would just be like normal damage, or possibly arcane damage. It has infernal resilience. It gains temporary health equal to half its current health. Oof, that's tough. And it has chaotic eruption. It releases a burst of unstable energy, causing a chaotic disturbance in the area around it. Each creature within the room is blinded for 1 round and knocked prone. So this is going to be pretty tough because all of its attacks are magical. I only have a 30 in my magic resistance. And it has 7 health. At least it's not frightening, which deals science damage, or resistant to physical damage, which would be really bad. Okay. This fight may take a little while, so I am going to just have a momentary break, and then I will get to fighting the Wrath Elemental. Okay, let's fight this Wrath Elemental or die trying. Right, we start with initiative, so it has 30 in its awareness, so I'm more perceptive than it is, which is a slight benefit. 56, I failed. 82, it failed. We both failed, but I have the better skill, so I go first. Okay, right, let's see, do I have anything especially useful abilities? Go for this sure blow, which I keep forgetting I have. Yeah, let's go for the sure blow. So this lets me make an attack the enemy cannot dodge for the cost of 4 ether. And ether recovers when you move rooms, so I think it is worth just going all out here. Because I have bad magic resistance, so I don't want this fight to go on very long. Okay, so I got my D100 to hit, and then I've got my damage dice and hit location die. And it's got 1 point of armor in the chest. Okay. Got a 7 for the hit location, which is the abdomen, not the chest. Okay. 77 to hit, that's a critical hit. I've already marked it, so yeah, I need to. So yes, I remember now. So the rot, as I said, only advances if I like take a capital R rest in camp, so you can kind of put it off for a long time. However, skills only improve when you take a proper rest as well. So the fact that I've marked a bunch of these skills, like I'd ideally like to get better at these skills, but I can't without risking the rots getting worse as well. And also I have no food, so camping is hard to do. Anyway. But anyway, a critical hit, that is good. So that's double damage. So I've got what is it? One so I got 3 damage there. And then the way you do double damage, you roll. It's not actually double, you roll again. That's 2 3s, so that's another 2 points of damage. Okay, I've dealt 5 damage in my first attack. That's pretty good. Now it gets to act, and I have terrible magic resistance. Okay. Right. I didn't need to roll for it to hit because it's doing magic things. Okay, I got a 48, which fails the magic resistance. It is doing attack 1, which is the elemental fury. So it's doing 2, which is fire. D8 fire damage. 1, which is 0. Plus 1, because everything's damage is increased by 1. So that's actually 1 point of damage. Okay. Now, my turn. I'm going to spend my last 4 ETH to do another sure attack. So 45, which is a hit. Sadly, not a critical hit. I get hit location 13, which is the left arm. Also not armored. That's good. Got a 1 on the D6. That's nothing. And a 3 on the D2. So that's only 1 point of damage. So it is up, unfortunately. All right, its turn. It's doing more elemental fury, but I made my magic resistance check. So that's all fine. Now I have to make a regular attack that it can try to resist because I'm out of ether to spend on sure attacks. But I do need to deal 1 point of damage, so I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, it got a 77, which is a crit fail. So I automatically hit, actually. But I got a 65, so I hit anyway. Okay, right, cool. Yes, I dealt at least 1 point of damage. Whew. Okay, right, so 60 XP. I've defeated another opponent. Dealt another 7 points of damage. Let's see if I successfully scavenge this room. Nope. Okay, so I just get the spoils for the thing. Spoils. Spoils, spoils, spoils. Here we go. D6. 5 valuable items. 9. An achievement crystal. Oh, that's perfect because I've got 2 unidentified magic items. Okay. Right, the fight is over, so I recover D4. Toughness. 4 toughness. And I would very much like to have food, but I guess let's go north. If I go south, there's actually just not that much space on the map, so I'm gonna have to close off whatever comes down here. Probably like there's maybe only like 2 or 3 rooms like they can fit down here before I start running into the rest of the dungeon. Whereas north we have lots of room to expand. So okay, I place my hand upon the door and begin to turn the handle. Is it trapped? No. Okay. Room 57 beyond. Which is this large room that has 1 other exit. Just like that. Comes up like that. Oops. Is that right? That's not quite right. So in, up, in, up, in. So yeah. Just got the door here. I'll check if it's locked just immediately. Right, is it locked? No, not locked. But possibly trapped. Alright. Torch goes down. We've gone into a new room, so our ether resets. Tension die is a D8. And lair die is a D6. The lair die has gone down. Oh. So 50 every subsequent room that we enter, there'll be a 50-50 chance it is the lair of the dungeon boss. That's exciting. Do we have a combat encounter? Yes. Okay. And it is 13. Combat encounter 13. Okay. Here we go. A Dwerax. We fought one of these before. I can't remember what it is. It's frightening. That's bad. If I take even a single point of sanity damage, I will go insane. Okay. The Dwerax looms as a nightmarish humanoid monster, a terrifying amalgamation of grotesque features that towers over most humans. This abomination possesses unnaturally long arms that extend down to its misshapen knees, ending in wickedly clawed hands that can easily ensnare its prey. Its pale, pallid skin seems to absorb what little light dares to venture into its subterranean domain, giving the Dwerax a hauntingly spectral appearance. Its face is devoid of eyes, replaced by an enormous, gaping maw filled with a nightmarish array of razor-sharp teeth, forever bared in a fearsome and insatiable hunger. This mouth serves as both sentry organ and deadly weapon, honed to detect the slightest vibrations and rend apart its victims with horrifying efficiency. The Dwerax navigates the necropolis with an eerie and unnatural grace, relying on its acute senses and preternatural awareness to stalk its prey. Okay. So we're actually in the room. I hope going in the effect of going insane isn't just like you die. Last time I went insane and got some bonus XP from it, but that was the best results. So probably not going to get that again. Okay, right. Let's get to it. So it got a 100. I believe that's a fumble because it's 0-0. So I act as if it's surprised. So that's a +20 to my first hits. Okay, right. Well, it's frightening, so I have to first roll to see if I'm afraid. I am afraid that I have gone insane. Okay, let's find out what happens with that first. Sanity. There are many horrors buried deep within Ker Nethalas, and unfortunately for you, your character's feeble mind will sooner or later start to suffer the consequences of being exposed to them. The more they are confronted with the abominations hidden in the necropolis, the more their sanity will slip, until only a cathartic episode will be able to cleanse their mind and allow them to keep pushing onwards. Right. When this happens, your character will temporarily, or if you're unlucky permanently, be taken by madness. When this happens, roll on the madness table. Does anything special happen in combat? Nope. Okay, so it's just a D10 for madness. 7. You're having trouble retaining all your memories and experiences. Each time you earn any amount of XP, you earn 10 less. Cumulative. Ooh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Well, okay. It could be worse. If I rolled a 1, that would be your mind breaks and you're lost to the madness. Your character is, for all effects and purposes, dead. So having a penalty to XP is, a relatively small thing in comparison, but okay. Anyway, my sanity recovers now. And this actually doesn't interrupt combat at all. We just kind of go on. I see the thing like, oh my god. I like black out for a second, and then we're back to the fight. Okay, right. So I am attacking it with surprise, so I get a +20 to my bladed weapons, which means I actually am rolling. My skill is over 100. my blade weapon skill is 101 at the moment with that bonus. In fact, I think I ruled some attacks as misses in previous combats are actually hits. So my blade weapon skill is normally a no. No, 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 no. So it is normally an 81, right? Yes, it says it starts at 61. Then you have a plus 10 for me, the initiator, so that brings up to 71, and I have a plus 100, plus 10 from my weapon master, which brings up to 81. Okay, right, yes, yes. I was thinking I had an extra plus 10 somewhere, but I don't. So it's 81. So it is actually only 91 now, not 101. Still, 91 is a pretty good combat skill. Okay, right. Let's find all the dice. So I rolled a 4 to hit, which is absolutely awful, but it rolled a 94 to dodge, which is even more awful. Oh, it is alert. What does that do? Does that mean it can't be surprised? Okay, yes, it can't be surprised. So I'm actually on the normal 81 rather than 91. But that's fine. I still hit. It still fails to dodge, and I deal 1 point of damage. Lovely. Also, I should say, every time I don't declare doing something else like a sure blow or whatever, I'm taking this evasive strike. So if I get a hit, my next defensive check receives a plus 10 bonus. All right, it's turn. Oh, I didn't roll hit location. 15. Left arm. Okay. Nothing special. Right. Okay, so it has some different attacks it can do. It's doing attack 6, which is a tremor strike. The dwarf strikes the ground with its massive clawed hands, creating a shockwave that radiates outward. All creatures within the room must succeed in an acrobatics check or be knocked prone and take d6 bludgeoning damage. I failed my athletics check, so I am knocked prone and I take 2, which is 1, which is 2 damage. So the d6, we got a 2, which is 1 point of damage on the table, but all enemies deal plus 1 damage. So I came back up to a 2. Okay. I'm knocked prone. That means all I can do is get up, I think. So, okay. Next round, I get up off the ground, but I have to roll see if I'm frightened. I am. It's turn again. It's doing attack 4, which is the Abyssal Bite. It makes a, melee attack versus, okay, so it got a 43 to hit, which is a failure. That's good. So I got a 60, which is a successful dodge, and I do defensive action 10. I don't suffer the usual minus 30 to target a specific body part on my next attack. Okay, cool. So on my round, I'm gonna go for the head because that's its weak spot. But first, I have to see if I'm frightened. Yes. Imagine if a single enemy gave me like 2 bouts of madness. Okay, right. I'm rolling to hit. I'm also going to spend my 4 ethos to make this a sure blow. So I'm going for the head. It's just I'm just rolling against 81. It can't defend. That is a hit. It's on the head, so it's a critical hit. So I roll damage twice. It's got 3, 1, 3, 2. So that's 3 points of damage. Okay, next round. It's turn. It's doing attack 4, so another abyssal bite. Oh, that ignore. Oh, yeah, ignoring armor isn't bad because I'm not wearing any armor. Okay, so it got a 29 to hit. I got a 70 to dodge. That is a successful dodge. So my blade weapon skill is 61, but my longsword is parry, which gives a plus 10 to dodge. So my dodge, my dodging with the weapon is actually 71. So I got nearly the very best result I could on that. So yes, I dodged. So I get to do dodge maneuver 2. Reduce your opponent's armor by 1 in a random location. Okay, let's use this hit location that I rolled here. 11 is the chest. Okay, cool. It's now got no armor because it has 1 point of armor in the chest. Right, okay, I'm going to make another sure strike because being frightened is bad. Let's see, am I frightened? I am frightened. But, so sure strike. Oh my god. 99. That's a crit fail. um, wasn't there something about crit fails? Yeah. A fumble will make things tougher for you. Roll on the fumbles table. Okay, so it doesn't get to do a defensive maneuver because it can't defend, but I still have to roll for a fumble. 3. Oh no. You hurl your weapon with such strength that it smashes against a stone, breaking in half. You must repair it before you can wield it again. If you are not wielding a weapon, your next attack level is minus 20. Okay. Oh no. Is repairing a weapon something you can do while camping? Yeah. Okay, that's bad. Uh, okay, so I can't do unarmed combat. I don't have a 20 now. I can use bludgeoning weapons, but I have a club in my backpack, which will be an action to get it out of my backpack. Uh, oh, oh, this ring. It lets me reroll 1 check per rest. Whew. Okay, right. So I actually hit. Oh, thank God. Okay, right. That would have been terrible. Okay, I hit. Where did I hit? Hit it right in the 19, which is the head. Oh my God. Okay, so I've gone from a critical failure and breaking my weapon to a critical hit. Okay, I killed the thing. Oh, wow. I'm glad I realized I had that ring. Okay, I defeated it. Right. So let's see if I can scavenge the room. No. But okay, so that was 1 more foe. 6 more damage. XP, so it's only 50 XP. So plus 10 from the monster, minus 10 for my madness. And I roll on the spoils table. Right. 2 mundane items. 63. A lamp. Oh, very nice. How long does a lamp last for? Serves as a light source. Why is a lamp better than a torch? Is lamp oil? Lamp oil is cheaper. Okay. Put that in there. Yes, obviously no torches take up no space. Um, oh yeah, I have it in my offhand, so I guess when yeah, okay, I guess I'll put this in my backpack, and when my torch burns out, I will take my lamp in hand. Okay. Um, right. So where was I? I was here. Okay. I really need to camp because I have skills to improve. I need to make more torches out of crafting supplies, but I need to identify magic items. But I don't have any food. I'm not sure if food is supposed to be this scarce. Like, you find food by scavenging, some enemies drop food. I've just never rolled it. Like the spoils. Um, if you get a 6 to a 10 on the mundane items, you get D4 cooking supplies. I've never hit this thing. Anyway, let's try going north. So, is this room trapped? Door, rather, trapped. It is not trapped. Okay, let's open it. It's a corridor. Corridor 10. Just a long, straight corridor. Surely this will lead to the overseer room. This is, very fitting. Why is that doing that? I'm sure it's about the right length. Whatever. It is not locked. Right. So in the corridor, we still need to roll the tension die, and we need to roll an encounter check, and it's a 15 plus and a d20. Okay. Right. Tension die and d20. No combat encounter, and the tension die does not go down. Let's go through the north door. It is not trapped. It leads to room 97. Which is this very oddly shaped room. Actually, let's see. Is this the overseer room? No. Okay. If it was, I'd have swapped out for room 98, which is a much more appropriate boss fight looking room. Yes, 1 down, then 2 in. I don't really get what most of these rooms are supposed to be. Like, what is this room? One, two, three, four, five. I'm just struggling to imagine why you would want a room this shape in your dungeon. Like, it's a kind of main corridor running north to south with something just like jutting off to the side, but what is this thing? Okay, right. So I've already rolled for the domain exit and didn't. I got a 3 on the d4. Tension die does not go down, so it's got a d6 there. So let's see. Is the door locked? Nope. Is there an enemy in here? No. Do we have an event? 72. You have walked into some sort of summoning as a lone warlock performs a forbidden ritual within a circle. Everything inside of you is screaming you to interrupt the ritual. Perform a stealth check to sneak behind the warlock and take them out. If you succeed, you manage to eliminate them before they can even realize what's going on. You recover D4 sanity. If you fail, the warlock hears you and quickly casts some sort of spell on you. You wake up hours later, alive but confused. Increase your exhaustion by 2 and roll on the growing darkness table. Okay. Stealth. I didn't put any points in stealth, I don't think. Yeah, okay, I have 20 stealth. Yep, I failed to interrupt that warlock, so I wake up later, but with so I have 5 exhaustion, and I need to roll on the growing darkness table. 39. You are ambushed. Roll on the combat encounter table. Your opponent surprised you. Oh no. Okay. 11 on combat table 2. A swarmer. This is a construct, the first construct we've encountered in this domain, I think, which means it will have a +10 to its combat skill. Okay, Swarmer. Swarmers are horrifying and relentless monsters, a nightmarish amalgamation born from the unholy union of thousands of smaller creatures. Their colossal form is a grotesque mass of chittering insects, squirming worms, and writhing serpents, all fused together in a monstrous swarm. Swarmers attack with unrelenting ferocity, unleashing a deluge rather, of venomous bites, stings, and corrosive secretions upon its prey. Its swarm form makes it a formidable adversary, allowing it to attack from multiple angles and overwhelm even the bravest of foes. Okay, so it has penetrating 1, which means it would bypass 1 point of armor, plus penetrating 2 over here, so it can bypass 3 points of armor on a successful hit, which is pretty tough, except I don't have any armor yet. So, alright, I guess. I feel I should really get some armor, but I've not found any. And it's venomous. What does venomous do? When damaged by this creature, you must pass an endurance check or receive the poisoned 1 condition. Okay, we'll look that up when it happens. Okay, so it has 6 health, and it has surprised me, so it will go first. Get a plus 20 to hit. Okay, it's doing attack 3, aim acid spray. The swarmer releases a spray of corrosive acid in front of it. So creatures within the cone must succeed on a dodge check or take d6 acid damage and have the armor reduced by 1. Well, I got a 16 on my magic resistance, so that's fine, actually. Now for my turn. I see it doesn't have any hit locations, so I don't need to bother rolling for that. I got a 50 to hit, which is a success. It got a 46. Its combat skill is effectively a 40 because of the plus 10 thing, so that's still a failure to dodge. So I do 2 points of damage. Alright, its turn. It's doing attack 5, the Swarm Assault. The Swarmer engulfs the target within its monstrous swarm, attacking from multiple angles and dealing D8 piercing damage. The target must succeed on an endurance check or be blinded until their next turn, as the swarm obscures its vision. Okay, so I've been engulfed by a pile of insects and worms and things. That's pretty awful. Surprised it doesn't cause any sanity damage. So it's not an attack as such, I guess, because it doesn't say it's physical or magical. I guess it just happens. So I just take d8 damage and have to make an endurance check. So I got a 54, which my endurance is like 20. Yeah, so I am blinded until my next turn. Okay. But my next turn is about to happen. I wonder if that would affect things if there were multiple enemies. Let's see. A blinded character has minus 40 to all checks. I guess if there were multiple enemies then, which there aren't. But if there were multiple enemies, being blinded would make it easier for them to hit me. But still, the d8 damage is fairly bad. 2, which is okay. Yep, I take 2 points of damage. I will spend my ether recovered. I'll spend 4 ether to make a sure attack that it cannot defend against. So I just need to roll to hit. A 76, that is a hit. A 5, 2 points of damage. Okay. I've dropped a die on the floor. Okay. Right. Its turn. Oh, it damaged me, so I need to make an endurance check to not be poisoned. I am poisoned. Let's see what that does. Character receives a specific amount of damage every round until the condition is removed or resisted. A free action. I can attempt to resist it by passing an endurance check. Okay. Got poisoned 1. Let's just note that down. Right. Okay. So now it's turn. It's doing attack 5, which is the swarm assault again. Okay. So I failed that endurance roll, so I just take d8 damage. 8. Which is okay. That's 4 points of damage. And I might get poisoned. I'm blinded again, temporarily. And I'm poisoned. I'm now poisoned too, so I'm now going to start taking damage for this. Okay, my turn. So I start by taking 1 point of damage because I am poisoned. I can make a free action to try to resist this, which is endurance. Okay, I resisted the poisoning, so does that mean the whole condition goes away? I guess so. Okay, let's do another sure attack, so I'll spend my last 4 ether. Make another attack that it can't defend against. That's, yep, a hit. That is 2 points of damage. Okay, I kill the thing. Alright, so that's 1 more enemy defeated. 6 more damage dealt. 50 more XP. And I roll on the resources table. Eight. A crafting supply. I really need cooking supplies. And I can try to scavenge this room. Nope. Okay, right, so we have this door here, which has a 50-50 chance of leading to the boss chamber. Let's do it. The door is not locked. And it has a trap. Do I notice it has a trap? That's an 8 on my perception, but difficulty 5. Yes, I do notice there is a trap. Okay, so I have the option of stopping. I can also roll to see what sort of trap it is. Trap number 4. What skill does that need to get through it? Dodge. I don't really want to do that. So I could go back to this door here. Yep, let's go down to that one. So that's 2 lights used up. And 2 rolls of the tension die. Okay, nothing happens there. And then I have this door to go through. So let's try breaking it down. Is it trapped? Yes. Okay. Oh, do I notice it is trapped? Six. Demanding minus 10%. Yes, I do notice it is trapped. So what sort of trap does this door have? 6, which is also dodge. So it is locked and has a trap. Let's try this door to the south. Not trapped. Okay. And not locked. So let's just open the door. It's a room 51. It is still not the boss chamber. Okay. It's a room that has many, many doors, but there isn't really room for all of these doors, so I will creatively reinterpret the shape of this room. Maybe I could like just rotate it. Yeah. Oh, we actually have a door back here as well. Also, I don't really know why I'm drawing these rooms out of like partial lines like this. I can overlay the door on the room, which will be much, much easier. All right, let's see. So we've got one here and here. I'm gonna come up here. And then it just loops around here. See, that was way easy to draw. All right, let's roll for whether all of these are locked or not. Yes. 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 No. No. 14. Yes. No. Okay. Right, I've rolled to see if it was the boss room. So let's roll the tension die. That goes down to a d6. Do we have a combat encounter in this room? No. So we have an event instead. It's 92. A crude map has been drawn on the wall of this room. Make a reason check. If you pass, you can fully generate the next 3 rooms now without having to directly walk into them. Okay, and my reason is only like a 10, I think? Yeah. Nope. Oh well. I did not manage to scavenge the room either. Okay. Let's have a look at the camping rules. Maybe I do want to camp even though I don't have any food. Camping. Because I want to improve my skills and identify the magic items I've got. Yeah, not having rations reduces all the benefits of camping by half. I don't really want to do that. Let's try to burst through this door here. Okay, is it trapped? Yes. And I don't notice it's trapped. Okay, cool. So I'm going to burst through the door, and then something bad will happen to me. Okay, let's break it down. Okay, so I break it down in my second attempt. The tension die didn't happen, but I need to roll now to see what the trap was that I've just triggered. It is trap 7. It is somewhat easy to avoid. Athletics roll. See a 3 for the difficulty, so I get a +10 to my athletics, but that is still a miss. So, noxious gas is released, filling the chamber. All characters passed an endurance check. I did pass the endurance check. Okay, fine. I hold my breath and avoid breathing in the gas. So we get the door open. I gain 10 XP for opening a locked door, but then lose 10 of that because of my madness effects. I don't get any XP from unlocking and getting through locked doors anymore. That's a pain. Well, let's see what room it is. 47. Just a little circular one, I guess. Okay. So it's kind of like that. Can I rotate this line segment? That would be nice. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Is this door locked? No. But possibly trapped. Okay. Torch goes down. Right, tension die and lair die. Got a 4 on the lair die. It's still not the boss room. I'm starting to doubt there even is a boss in this dungeon. Okay. Do we have an encounter? No. Do we have an event? 2. There's a trap in this room. Okay. What sort of trap is it? Trap 5. Poison darts. Okay. So, do I notice? I'm pretty sure I don't notice that. Let's see. Actually, no, a 1 is plus 30. My perception is 50. So I do notice it. I critically notice it, in fact. Okay. Maybe we can try to dodge it. No, I do not dodge it. Okay, I take 2d4 damage. 2 points of damage. I don't think I recovered toughness after my last fight. Let's do that now. Also, I didn't recover ether. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let's forge on. Surely can't be that far away from the overseer. The door is not trapped, so I'll just go through it. It's room 69. Which is this. I'll just join it to this door here. I guess the door is still locked. Oh, this central bit is... Yes, I've got this completely the wrong size. Okay, the central bit is 3 wide. And these corridor segments are... Okay, too long. Right. Okay. Right. Torch goes down. No tension die. Got a 1 on the lair die. We found it. Okay. Let's have a look. Each time you place a new room, you must make a lair check in order to find where this domain's overseer is. Once you reach the last stage, it means you found the domain's overseer. You don't need to engage it if you don't want to. Keep on exploring the rest of the domain. Ooh, but this starts at a D8 rather than a D12, and now we're finding the domain exit. Okay. So we found the overseer. I don't think we can face the overseer as we are. So I'm going to back out of this room. Actually, I got my nice coloured thing there. Okay, so we could camp and improve some things, but without having food, we will get poor benefits from camping. Hmm. I think we just need to keep exploring till we find some food, and then we camp, and then we can come back to um, face the overseer. Um, so we don't necessarily need to kill the overseer. Um, so now that we've found the overseer, the lair die is now the domain exit die, and so when this runs out, we'll find the path into the next domain. But the reason I don't want to face the overseer right now is because where like we've got some health damage, our toughness is really low, we're taking sanity damage. It would be nice to like recover some of these things before fighting a big boss monster. And also we have some unidentified magic items. They might help us. It'd be nice to know what those are. But yeah, camping without food is a bad idea. So I think we have to explore a little bit more. Hmm. Just looking for a place that's like practical to go through doors without running into other rooms we've already got in the dungeon. Maybe this little section down here. So we'll come back into here. To roll the tension die, which is a d6. Our torch goes down by 1. And let's try this door, I guess. Sure. Is it trapped? Yes. Okay. And I noticed that it is trapped. Okay. It is trap number 5. What about this middle door? It is trapped. And I don't notice that it is trapped, so I'm going to try to open the door. I don't open it that time, but the tension die goes down. I open it that time, but there's the trap to deal with. So it is trap number 3, and I got a 73 to dodge it, whatever it is. Okay, that is a dodge roll. And it's a 1 difficulty trap, so that's a plus 30. My dodge is 40. So I need to roll a 70 or less, and I have rolled a 73. I do not dodge it. A net trap suddenly traps the character who becomes entangled. Each attempt at liberating themselves, a demanding task, increases their exhaustion by 1. Okay. So I think I had this before. It's just I just keep rolling and taking points of exhaustion until I finally make my way out. I think it's like dodge, I think. Okay, I've taken 5 more points of exhaustion. So my effective exhaustion is 7 because I have a resistance of 3. I think 10 is the point at which it starts causing problems. Let's have a look. If you have 11 exhaustion, you heal half the amount of toughness from all sources. So I don't really want to be exhausted. Which is also a reason to camp, because camping will heal exhaustion. But I did make it through the door. So let's see what is beyond. Let's have a look at the How do we find traders? Like, is a trader an event? Yeah, you got a 21 to 30. I would sell a magic item at this point, an unidentified magic item, to be able to buy food. It is room 81. Which, that shape is not going to fit in here. So, I'll just make something up. It's got one other exit, that's the important thing. Let's just put something here like this with a door like here. Sure. It's got the right number of exits. It's fine. My torch goes down, starting to get a little bit low. I got a tension die and a domain exit die. Okay, neither of those change. Do we have a encounter? Yes. That's a pain. It was about to roll over to a 3, but then fell back onto the 16. Okay. We have encounter 16. Okay, on the second table. Which is a Vinekin. Right, it is unclear what the Vinekin, a plant-like humanoid species, is doing in Ker Nethalas. Their forms are a nightmarish tangle of writhing vines and thorny brambles that somehow form the outline of a humanoid shape. The Vinekin wield dark and chaotic powers, able to manipulate the corrupted plant life to ensnare and entrap their prey. They can summon tendrils and thorns to tear apart their enemies, but they seem to prefer direct physical combat. Many attempts at communicating with them have been made, but unfortunately they seem to be only interested in violence. Right, 5 health. Let's start with initiative. I got a 71, which is a failure. It got a 20, which is a success. So it goes first. Okay, it's doing attack 1, which is a physical attack. The Thorny Lash. It got a 46 to hit, which is a miss. I got a 61 to defend, which is a successful defend. So I'd get to make a defensive maneuver. Number 2. Reduce the opponent's armor by 1 in a random location. Okay, it actually has 1 point of armor over its entire body, so that's not bad. 13. It loses 1 point of armor in the left arm. That's 13 to 15. Let's keep track of where it's not armored if the whole thing is armored. Right, okay, my turn. I guess I'll spend 4 ether to go for a sure attack. It's a 79 to hit, which is a success. I hit it in location 20, which is the head, right? The head, which is the weak point. So that is a critical hit, actually. So it deals double damage. Nice. So I got 2 and a 4, so that's 2 points of damage. 3 points of damage, -1 because the head is armored. So 2 points of damage. Now its turn. It is using Entangling Roots, which is a magical attack. And I failed my magic resistance roll, so the vine summons twisted roots from the ground to ensnare all creatures within the room. Each creature in the area must succeed on a dodge check or be entangled. I failed to dodge, so I am entangled, which just gives a penalty to all things that imply movements. Yeah, a -20. But I can make an athletics check to try to break out of this as a free action. Okay. So it is my turn, so I will start by making this athletics check. I fail that, so I'm going to attack with a -20. Which I'm still pretty good at attacking. So I got a 17 to hit. It got a 71 to defend, so I successfully hit. I hit location 8, which is armored and it's not a critical hit. So it's going to reduce damage by 1. I got a 5 and a 4. So that's 3 damage -1, 2 damage. That's a shame. I would have killed it if it wasn't armored. Okay, its turn. It's doing a brutal slam. The Vinekin charges at a target, dealing D8 bludgeoning damage on a hit. Additionally, the target must succeed on an athletics check or be knocked prone as the Vinekin's brute force overpowers it. So it got a 56 to hit, which is a miss. I got a 100. Oh no, I fumbled my defend, so it actually hits me. Okay. Right, so that is a D8 damage. 3. It's going to be 2 points of damage. And I have to succeed on an athletics check, which I do not, so I am knocked prone. So, okay, next round, I think all I can do is try to untangle myself and also get up. So I will attempt to untangle myself and fail by 5 points, and then I will get up. Okay, its turn again. It's doing a Thorn Lash with a 53 to hit. That's a miss, and I got a 36 to dodge, which is a successful dodge. Do defensive action 6. My next attack deals plus D10 damage. Okay. I'm still at the -20 to attack because I'm entangled, and I don't free myself from the entanglement again this round, so I'm just gonna try to hit. Um, 82 to hit. That is a miss. It would have been a miss even without the -20, actually. And it got a 14 to defend, so it gets to do a defensive thing. 4. Its attack gets next attack gets a plus 10 to hit. Okay. Right, its attack. I think 4 was a magic one. Yeah, Entangling Roots again. Okay. I mean, I'm already entangled, so I guess it doesn't really matter whether I succeed on this or not. Right, my turn. I'm still entangled, so I'll just try to hit it. A 4 to hit and a 14 to defend. So it gets to do a defensive maneuver. 5. I suffer D4 damage that ignores armor. Okay. 1. So I'm down to 3 toughness. Once toughness is depleted, start taking health damage. Okay. It is doing the body slam thing again. Yep. 39 to hit, 10 to defend. It got 39 is a miss. No, because it has plus 10 because it's the initiator. It hits. It has a better success than I do, so it hits me for the D8 damage. That's 3 damage. I'm down to 0 toughness. And I need to make an athletics check. Nope, I am knocked prone again. Okay. Right, do I have any? I'm pretty sure I don't have any. Yeah, I have a potion of recovering ether, but that doesn't help with having no toughness left. Okay, let's try to free myself from being entangled. I do. I'm no longer entangled. So I get back up to my feet, a free man, ready to be charged by a plant again. Yep, it's doing the brutal slam again. But I got the better success this time, so I do defend, and I do defensive action 5. Which would have automatically recovered me from being prone, but I'm already recovered. So my next attack gets a plus 10 to hit. Alright. See if I can take this down before taking any actual health damage from it. I got a 100, so I fumbled. I crit failed. It didn't defend, so it can't do a thing, but I have to roll on the fumble table. I guess I'll just go with number 3 because that's the D10. You hurl your weapon with such strength that it smashes against the stone, breaking in half. You must repair it before you can wield it again. Okay. Okay, I had this exact fumble result earlier and avoided it with my ring that lets me reroll 1 check per rest, but I've already spent that and I've not rested yet, so I've now broken my sword. That's really bad. I do have a club in my backpack that I can use, but getting that out is an action. So that'll be my next turn. Okay, right. So it gets to attack me. Number 4. That's the entangling roots. I failed my magic resistance, so I have to roll to dodge. Okay, I succeeded my dodge, so I am not entangled. Now, my turn, I get the club out of my backpack. I have a claw. Is that good? Claw uses fist weapons, which I don't think. Yeah, I only have a 20 in fist weapons. Okay. The club is simple. A weapon relatively easy to use, increasing the combat skill by 10. Okay, so I have a 50 to hits using a club, which is still pretty bad, but anyway, it's turn now because I spent all round getting a club out of my backpack. Entangling roots again, but I magic resisted it. So my turn with the club. I'm going to spend my last 4 ether to make an attack it can't dodge. Club's just a d6 damage, I assume. Yeah, all weapons deal d6. Okay. Well, I failed to hit it. So I just, like, wave my club in the air, ineffectually. Its turn. Got a 35 to hit, which is a success. Well, okay, it's doing, what's it doing? It's doing number 3, entangling roots. Okay. I didn't magically resist, and I didn't dodge. Okay, I am entangled again. It's going to be a minus 20 to my attacks. Let's try to detangle myself. Nope. Okay, I shall attack. Nope. It attacks. And doing a brutal slam, but it didn't hit. And I didn't dodge, so nothing happens. Next round, let's try to break out of the entangling again. Nope. Okay, I'll hit it with my club. Nope, I fumbled. Again. I'm gonna break my club. Is that what's gonna happen? 6 on the fumble table. You trip and fall, wasting this action. You're prone. Okay. All right. Its turn. I think that's entangling again. Yep. Oh, doesn't really matter. I can't be double entangled. Okay. I detangle myself and get back up to my feet. Now it's turn. It's fails to entangle me. Okay, right. $62 to hit. No, I don't think so. So I have 40 in bludgeoning weapons. A club is a simple weapon, which gives a plus 10, so that's 50. I'm the initiator, so I get another plus 10, which gives it a 60. But 62 is not 60. Wow, this fight has turned into an absolute slog on this last hit point of the creature. Okay, it's doing a brutal slam again. And it doesn't hit. Okay. Got a 5, it got a 33. Okay. Oh, I hit it. And defeat it. Because, well, actually, no. 2 is 1 point of damage. It fumbled, so I crit. Hit 3. Okay, right, yes. I defeat it. Wow. Okay, so I didn't defeat this with bladed weapons. Bladed weapons contributed, but what didn't deal the killing blow. And I dealt 4 damage, 4 slashing damage to it. Okay. I think I do need to camp now to repair my broken weapon. And to recover some of my toughness. Okay, right. Let's well, I'll recover D4 toughness just by ending the fight. 1 toughness. Okay, let's camp. So let's go to the camping rule. Oh no, I need to loot the body first. Spoils table. I can also try to search the room. Nope. Okay, spoils table. 5. A valuable item. I don't want a valuable item, I just want food. 17. Another magic item. Oh my god. Thought magic items are supposed to be rare. I mean, okay, how do you find a magic item? You need a 4 or a 5 and then a 17 to 20. Or basically a 6. So I suppose you have like a bit under a 50-50 chance. I guess they're not super rare then. Let's see, what sort of magic item is it? 6. It's not another. I'm re-rolling that. Like, is this a weight? I've only rolled amulets and rings. 8. 5. Okay, let's go with 5. Gloves. Is this a weighted D8? Why do I keep rolling so many 6s and 8s on it? Okay, let's go to the camping rules. I want to identify at least 2 of these items. Well, I can only identify 2 because I only have 2 attunement crystals. Let's see, camping. Okay, so I don't have rations. That reduces all the benefits of camping by half, rounding down. So I guess I will only heal half as much, and so on. Okay, so I want to attune to 2 magic items, which will give me 2 points of exhaustion. I will spend 1 crafting supply to barricade. So I'm rolling a 15 plus on a d20. Sorry, a 16 plus because I've got a bedroll. Two crafting supplies to repair my sword. This increases exhaustion by 2 and reduces the roll by 2. Something I want back to 15 plus. Okay, right, yes, 15 plus on a d20. 15 plus is when the bad thing happens. Right, so yes, 4. 4 is fine. I'm not interrupted, so I will regain, I guess, half my toughness. So I was going to regain 18 toughness, so I'll only regain 9. My ether is all back up. I regain 1 health, reduced by half, rounding down. So I guess I don't recover any health. I recover half a d4 of sanity. So that's 1 sanity. And I reduce my exhaustion by 5. That's really not good. But I do repair my sword, so let's put that back in my hand. And I get to find out what 2 of these magic items are. Let's go for the gloves and the amulets. Let's see, magic items. So they are epic gloves. They have 3 magical properties. That's pretty nice. Let's see, gloves. Reroll any check once per camp rest. Okay, I've already got that on a ring, but that's quite nice to have it again. And increase your exhaustion but resistance by an amount based. Okay, +3 exhaustion resistance. And 12. After rolling on the scavenger table, you can choose to increase the die roll by d4. Okay, I'll put these gloves on. Don't really have a huge amount of space here. If I make this text a bit small, yeah. Okay. So I have 3 exhaustion resistance, which is good because I have quite a bit of exhaustion still. And I also identified the. Do I want to do the ring or the amulets? My first ring is not that exciting, really. Let's go for the ring, actually. Seven. A rare ring. Okay. That's 2 properties. 8. Reroll any failed thievery checks or attempts to open a lock. Okay. I think I'm not going to wear this ring then because I don't do thievery. Yep. And 11. Once per rest, you can heal D10 wounds. Ooh. Okay, well, I'm gonna immediately use the. I'm gonna put the ring on, use its power, and take it back off. So I'm gonna recover D10 wounds. 6 wounds. That's gonna be 6 toughness back. I guess I'll just sell this ring and also these greaves to a merchant if I ever find one and buy some food. Okay, where are we? Where did we camp? We camped in this room. I don't really want to go through this door because there isn't really anywhere to go. So I'm going to go back and try this door here. Roll our tension die. Okay. And let's try to open this door here. So is it locked? No. Okay. Sorry, no. Is it traps? No. So just burst through the door. Just gonna trigger more tension die rolls. Okay. Yeah, it made it through the door. Room 48. I'll have a little corridor leading to that shape. and I will have a very inspired interpretation of the shape. No one likes drawing circles. Yeah, that'll do. I suppose we can join up this one here. There we go. Okay. Right, tension and exits. So I've got a D4 and a D8 for that. We don't find the exit, but we do have another Growing Darkness event. 13. You hear a distant rumbling and feel a chilling gust of wind. All elemental opponents receive +10 combat skill. Nah, it could be worse. And then this resets. Yes. Is there a combat encounter? No. So, is there an event? 11. There's something of value here. Roll on the spoils table. I'd have much preferred to find a trader, but okay. 1. A mundane item. 74. A lockpick. The tension die did well, okay, we've ended up back where we started, but it has reset a couple of times. I could try to search the room as well. Nope. Okay, and we then have one door out. Let's see, is it trapped? It is, sorry, is it locked? It is not locked. And is it trapped? And do we notice? It is trapped. Okay, right. Do we notice that? Definitely not. Okay. So we just open the door and something happens. It is trap number 8 and it's difficult to avoid. It's an acrobatics roll. A ball of fire fills the room, dealing 2d6 fire damage to all characters. Okay, pretty sure my athletics is bad. Athletics. I have 30 in acrobatics, rather. I have 20 in acrobatics. I rolled a 26, and it's a hard trap, so it's a -20. So I actually need to roll. Well, I couldn't succeed that roll actually because it's 20 minus 20 is my target number. Okay, so I'm just gonna take 2d6 fire damage. Lovely. That's a 2. there. But I do have the door open, at least now. So let's see where it goes. Room 60. I really wonder where these like dungeon geomorphs came from. Who needs a room of this shape, or of the shape of like 59 or whatever? They're just so strange. Um, well, I'm just gonna draw a square room. It's not multiplayer, but you can uh, recruit companions somehow. I'm not sure how that happens yet, but it is a thing that can happen. I think I might just find a companion as an event, and they just like tag along. Guess let's do the shape of the room kind of this way. Let's have a box going around the outside of this. Yeah, this is close enough. Right, so light goes down. So roll the dice, see what happens. So we got our tension die first, 7. Our exit die then second, 4. Okay, nothing happens there. We don't have a combat encounter. Have event 41. Much to your surprise, you find an old man sitting inside this room. Seems to be a beggar that has probably fallen into Ker Nethalas by accident. Make a reason check. My reason is only a 10. Nope, I failed to do that. If you fail, you didn't notice his strange behavior and the weird bulge on his chest. The man explodes in front of your eyes as a necropede bursts out of him and attacks you. I think this has happened before as well. Yeah, this is the second exploding old man I've encountered. I met one last session too. Okay, necropede. This grotesque fusion of insects and cadaver is a chilling sight to behold. Its razor-sharp pincers and venomous stinger are imbued with necromantic energy, ensuring that those unfortunate enough to cross its path become lifeless vessels animated to carry out its malevolent will. The necropede's presence is heralded by a stifling aura of dread, causing even the bravest hearts to tremble. Whispers of its unholy existence abound, as it is said to be the creation of a deranged sorcerer who sought to conquer death itself, now unleashed upon this world as a relentless harbinger of doom. Okay, it is venomous, so I'm assuming that means I can be poisoned when it hits me. Yes, when damaged by this creature must pass an endurance check or be poisoned. But it is, despite being described as frightening, it's not actually mechanically frightening, which is good. 8 health is pretty tough, though. It's a lot of health. All right, let's roll initiative. And next, we're approaching the 3-hour mark, so probably end the session after this combat. It's a shame we didn't find the exit or even a merchant, but okay, got a 90 and I got a 92, so we both completely failed, but I have the better perception, so I will go first. Let's... Is there anything I can do to boost my damage? Not really. Yeah, I guess I'll just do my standard evasive strike. Okay. Got a... Is that a 69 to hit? It got a 64 to defend. I hit in hit location 10. It is a serpentoid. That's the body. Okay. That's a 4 and a 2. That's 2 points of damage. And now its turn. Actually, I wonder if there are like... I think there are like corporals for Ker Nethalas. Let's just quickly find that. It was like near the beginning, I think. Or maybe not near the beginning. But I'm pretty sure there's something about like playing with here we go, playing co-op. Yes, so you can play it with a friend or two, as it says. It has some like suggested rule adjustments. Double the amount of enemies and like have limits on NPC companions and that sort of thing. But yes, it's primarily a solo game, but you can play it with more people. Anyway, we're fighting a Necropede, and the Necropede is about to do something. Let's see. It's doing 5, the Spinal Whip. The Necropede lashed out with its inhuman tailspine, targeting all creatures in the room. Each target must make a dodge check. I got a 43. I don't think my dodge is 43. My dodge is 40. Okay. I take D8 piercing damage and I'm knocked prone. Okay. It's a 6, which becomes a 3. And I'm knocked prone, so I just have to spend my next action getting up. So it gets to go again. That's the Spinal Whip again. Okay, I got a 10 this time, so I do dodge. So I take half damage and I'm not knocked prone. Okay. 5, 2, 1. Okay, yep. I got a 13 to hit. It got a 31 to defend, so it just missed its defend, which is good. I hit it on the body again for a 4 and a 3. It's 2 points of damage again. Now its turn. It's doing a Spinal Whip again. Curse these weighted dice. Well, I failed my dodge check, so I get knocked prone, and I take 8, which is 3, which becomes 4 damage. So I'm almost back down to 0 toughness. I spend my next action getting up because I was knocked prone. And now it's doing a body slam. So it does have to succeed on an attack. It got an 85, so it misses. Okay. Right. Got a 97 to hit, which is a miss. It got a 35 to defend. That's not a successful defense, so it doesn't do anything. And I've been forgetting about this brace. Reduce any incoming damage by D6. You must declare before the attack roll. So that kind of doesn't work with me rolling all of my dice at once. Maybe I have to think about that. Okay, it's turn. It's doing a soul drain, which is a magic attack. I did not magically resist it, but it deals necrotic damage, which I am immune to. So actually nothing happens. That's a good result. Uh, 50 to hit, that's good. Yep, 13 to defend. So I hit it on the body again for 2 more points of damage. I think like 2 damage is basically the average I would do, given that I'm rolling 2 dice. Okay, it's turn. It's doing another soul drain. Perfect. So it does hit me, but nothing happens because I'm immune to necrotic damage. Hopefully it keeps doing that. Uh, 29 to hit, 21 to defend. I just hit it for another 2 points of damage. Okay, I kill the Necropede. So that's 1 more enemy defeated with bladed weapons and 8 more slashing damage dealt. So we're down to 95. So we are getting through these fairly quickly. Its spoils are on the resources table. Eight. Crafting supply. I really want cooking supplies. Even 1 cooking supply would be so useful to have. Okay, let's search the room. It was teetering on the 10 and then tumbled over to the 90. Okay, so I don't manage to search the room. All right. Okay, and we're in a little dead-end room now. Yep, okay. Well, I guess we'll end it here. So we have found the Overseer, which is good. We've not found the exit yet, though, and all the enemies are getting steadily tougher as we keep cycling through the tension die. But progress has been made. As far as dungeon maps go, this is a pretty chaotic one, which you would expect for a like randomly generated dungeon. Doesn't really make much sense at all, but I guess that's what you get. So we'll pick this up on Monday and keep searching for either food or the exits, whichever comes first. I do want to face the Overseer, but I want to be like all fully rested and recovered for that, which needs food. But yes, hopefully better luck next time. So, yep, we'll pick it up on Monday. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.